Alright guys, I'm just going to jump right into it. My brother from another mother is on hiatus visiting family, so he won't be with us this round. I'm just going to give you guys kind of a quick update. I've heard some rumors. Supposedly there's people running around telling everybody I got fired, so I want to clear that up. Also update a little bit on what I do know for sure is going on. But basically, I'm just going to keep bringing videos when their lies spread far enough that they reach me, and correct them and show the proof while correcting them. So that's pretty much what this is. Anyway, to get where we're going, let's address the firing thing. No, I was not fired. I resigned. You can see that Friday, September 8th at 2:50. I attached a letter, sent it to Stacy, who's the secretary. Then she said, I need a forwarding address for your W-2. And then right there, which I've got text messages also, but this is proof enough. This is, again, from Stacy on the 8th at 3:29 p.m. Also, CC'd a lawyer. Due to you resigning, your insurance will be canceled and you need to know. So, I didn't quit. Or I did quit. Let me rephrase it. I did not get fired. I could no longer, in good conscience, keep working for people that were making these kind of piss poor decisions and basically find themselves to be above the law. And if that's what happens, then so be it. But that's that, just to show I'm not trying to pull a fast one. Here is the LOR, letter of resignation. September 8th, created, modified, assessed, whatever, 2:44 p.m. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and get into what it says so that there's no miscommunication there. And it looks like that because I printed it out, signed it, and then scanned it and emailed it back. This letter serves to inform you that effective immediately Friday, 8 September 2023, I'm resigning from Grand Isle under duress. I had to leave work July 23rd. Me and the chief got into it over something stupid, and he made some comments, and I just, for my benefit and for the benefit of the department, I went ahead and went home sick that day. And I did go to the doctor, and that's a continuing issue. But anyway, so I left work after the verbal altercation with the chief, having sent information of crimes of board members to outside authorities with supporting evidence, having publicly made known these crimes, and the only recourse for employment to be judged by said board, who Darrell LaFont was in on it, and we'll get into the crime he committed, and I'll show you the Louisiana statute to show you where he committed the crime, what the crime was. Same with Simon Bason, and there's a little more to be said about that. So, I mean, how am I going to be judged by these guys that I've turned in? Anyway, so it's not what I wanted to do, but I didn't really know that I had any other recourse. So it has become an unbearable and hostile work environment, with the president of the board, Darrell LaFont, making savage personal attacks about my military service and my service-connected disabilities, as well as threats of lawsuit, public challenges that seem to call for violence being issued by other members of the department. It has become a place I no longer feel I can safely or effectively participate in as an employee. All right, so that's why there was a resignation, because how do you expect to be judged fairly by the people that you're having investigated by outside sources? So it is what it is. I don't know why they tell you guys other shit, because especially as small as this place is, everything gets back to you. That being said, this is in reference to what Darrell LaFont did at the Super Bowl party, and you can read it yourself there. Louisiana State Legislature. It is the law. The reason I'm showing these is because there is a current investigation by the state police going on regarding some of this stuff, mostly the stuff with Simon Bason. But I kind of got a weird feeling when the state trooper from Internal Affairs asked me, you know, well, what made it illegal? What crime? Yada yada. So I didn't know the answer at that point. So when I got off the phone with him, I went and I looked it up. And thank you to you for reminding me to go find the evidence and the receipts, so that I knew what I was talking about. But this is it. This is about the discharge of weapons, the illegal discharge of weapons, which is exactly what happened. And I'm not getting into all the details again, but everybody knows it was there, what happened. And everybody that's watched the video knows what's happened, because exactly what I lay out in the video is the truth. So, alright, now back to the things that Simon Bason and Bean, Gavin Hickok, or whatever, have been violating. This gets into the fireworks. Part 7A, fireworks, 650 definitions. Get into it there. It describes fireworks. It describes what's legal, what's illegal, based on size. This is about where they're not supposed to discharge them within 1,000 feet of any public location. Should not throw them in a motor vehicle. Granted, it was a disabled motor vehicle about to be cut up, but it's right there in black and white, right? And I may be nitpicking, but the law is the law. This guy's on the SWAT team for the state troopers. He's a road cop. He's a sergeant, about, you know, trying again to make lieutenant. Is that really somebody you think should be making snap decisions? That's just my 2 cents on it, from a guy with a little bit of background. You don't want people that do shit willy-nilly for entertainment purposes being the guy right there making that snap split decision in a SWAT situation. That's just my take on it. And the other one, it is what it is. Oh, not bad. But then this is more a continuation of the fireworks stuff. So, laws were violated. They'll try and tell you different. I didn't get fired. I resigned because I'm not going to be judged by these individuals. And the hypocrisy knows no ends. But all I'm going to say is this, like, keep talking your shit. I'll keep exposing the truth. People will see you eventually for what you really are. And it's not what you've portrayed yourself to be for however long. And you're just going to continue to prove me right, as you've continued to do so far. I mean, you contradicted yourself numerous times. You told me the reason that you talked shit about my service and me having no balls is because I didn't come to you, but I debunked that in the second video, where I showed me trying to bring the list to you. And I even said it when you, Jimbo, and I were in the office about, hey, like, I've got the list in the other room, you want to go over it? And you're like, no, like, all that will be fixed in due time, once we get our money back from the parish, and the parish can fuck off. Your words. Because that's what y'all want. Y'all don't want any oversight because you want to continue to have your playhouse, and that's fine. And you can say these are allegations or accusations or whatever. The truth is the truth. Everything I've said, I watched with my own eyes, I heard with my own ears. Y'all are corrupt. Y'all don't need to be running an emergency service anywhere. You need people with integrity in a service like that, because the people around you need to know if somebody screws up, they're going to be held accountable. If they harm somebody, they're going to be held accountable. Yeah. It is what it is. I wish y'all the best. You know, I'm still not going to get into personal attacks, other than to say, if y'all would resign, have a fair and honest election, and get some people in there that aren't corrupt and using it for their own gain, you would have a better emergency services. If that involves the parish taking over, so be it. if that involves getting these guys off the board and like going back in and actually resetting the rules and the standards, then more power to you. Just fix the situation. That's all I'm in it for. Look, I gave up my job, making very good money, to walk away from this because I got tired of listening to these guys every day talk trash, drop the N-word, talk trash about everybody that wasn't at the table, talk about how things were going to be great once they got the parish out of their business. Like, you can only take so much. So I gave my livelihood up, and I'll never go back to EMS because it's been one after another with this kind of shit. And maybe somewhere, someday, they'll actually put a place in system where you have third-party resources that go check in on people to make sure that they're following their own protocols and that they're doing things right, so that these problems, these systemic problems, get fixed, because it's not just a Grand Isle thing. But until that happens, which that's good luck with that, because none of these people will ever want to give up their ability to hide things. So take it for what it's worth. Not everybody associated with emergency services is a good person, and sometimes you need to weed out the ones that are not, or the people around you are going to pay for it, because eventually their lack of leadership and their self-centeredness and their not willing to correct things or see their errors is going to hurt somebody. And I've seen it time and time again. And you can ask anybody that's ever worked with me, known me, whatever. I am constantly asking for improvement, for help, for, hey, can you check this out, make sure I didn't miss anything. That's how I worked. I worked with doctors that way, I worked with paramedics that way. That's how I worked, because I cared about the patients, and if there was something that I missed, I didn't want to deal with my conscience. So just know that there are people like me still in EMS that are still trying to do the right thing, and it's people like these individuals and the individuals that were running the city of Hartford and several other organizations that don't give a damn about the patients, only about the appearance. So if you're like me and you've fallen out of EMS or you're thinking about it, hey, I totally understand it. I would encourage you not to, because we need more people like that to stay in it. But because of who I am and how I am, and the fact that I've always fought stuff like this, I've always believed that the rules are for everybody. That includes me. And I've always accepted, responsibility for my actions. And it may take me some time to fix whatever, but I always try and fix it. And there's people that have known me for 20 years that 3 years ago turned their back on me because of a situation, and it took me 3 years to fix it. But you know what? A couple of months ago I fixed it, because that's how I am. I try to do the right thing by everybody. But man, when you realize that these are the kind of people that are making decisions, and their decisions don't make any sense, and you try and explain it to them, and they don't seem to care because it violates a friendship or somebody else's comfort, that's bad juju for everybody. So good luck, Godspeed to everybody out there. The truth will set you free. I'll drop back in after the brother from another mother gets back, and we've got some more updates and some things to say. until then, take care of yourselves, because nobody else is going to do it for you. And hey, stand up for what's right. You know, like Aaron Tippin said, you got to stand for something or you fall for anything. And I've had a rough life because I haven't been that guy that has fallen for anything. I've stood up for just about everything, and sometimes it's probably been a little excessive. But principles are principles, and I hope that I've set an example for those that come behind me, those that have stood beside me, that maybe not every fight I've fought has been worth fighting, but the fact that I fought them helped prepare me for the bigger ones that we all know were worth fighting and that a lot of people have benefited from. And you know, I can go to sleep at night knowing that I've had a positive impact on the world, not just my actions as a soldier or paramedic, but on the side always fighting for the right thing. So yeah, again, Godspeed, and I wish you all the best. Hey, have a great day.